This is me. This is my beloved wife, Sylvia. This is Sylvia's idea of sailing. This is my dream of sailing and my hope of circumnavigating the globe as a retirement project in 2029. This is Sylvia's reaction to that idea.
What? You got a quest?
I am on a 6-year quest to convince Sylvia that a circumnavigation is a wonderful adventure, but the clock is ticking, so join me as I search for the perfect yacht that Sylvia will love, and get all your ladies to subscribe and cheer Sylvia on in the comments. Welcome back to Naval Gazing at Camp David. This week, we're going to the dark side, a beautiful Power Catamaran from exotic Tunisia, the Aventura 50 motor yacht. Today, we will, number 1, review its specifications, pricing, and layout against 3 similar new vessels. 2, do a full tour asking, what would Sylvia say? 3, naval gaze at an innovation and or adjustment that just might make life aboard a little easier. 4, have a look at the used market for 3 to 5-year-old comparables. And 5, give it a Dave score and compare the results with all our previously reviewed yachts. As always, all this fun will be sandwiched between a pairing of wine and a work of art from the same region as the guest yacht, in an effort to capture the culture and people who gave birth to these wonderful vessels. You may recall that when I did the last review on an Aventura, the 37, I failed to find a single bottle of Tunisian wine anywhere in Vancouver with which to pair the yacht. Hearing of my plight, Laurent, Aventura's North American representative, assembled a wonderful care package of Tunisian wine and treats and had it shipped to me after his last trip to the factory. Thank you so very much, Laurent. Waves, wine, art, and ideas. What a civilized way to spend 30 minutes. So let's get going. From high above Vancouver, we head east across North America, the Atlantic, and the continent to the banks of the Tiber near Rome, Italy, and the yards of COMAR Yachts, home of last week's guest yacht, the Seacat 56. From here, we head across the Mediterranean to Tunisia and the home of this week's Power Cat, the Aventura 50 motor yacht. Finally, we hop a little east to Domaine NEFERIS, home of this week's wine pairing, Vieux, Magnifique, Tunis, Appellation d'Origine 2017. Nestled in a mountainous amphitheater in Cap Bon, Domaine NEFERIS' 222 hectares is well suited for the production of 400,000 bottles of quality wine annually. The slopes channel sea breezes and the elevation gives an extended growing season. Domaine NEFERIS is the Tunisian landowning partner. Calatrese, a high-quality Sicilian venture, makes the wines. However, the thinking here is Tunisian, with added influence from Australian winemakers helping to gain the best expression from the wines. The estate is progressive in other areas too. The wines are made by Tunisia's only female winemaker, and the winery is experimenting with solar power for its needs. Vieux Magnifique 2017 is cherry red with intense color and beautiful sticky tears, pure and intense on the nose with aromas of red fruit and tobacco. Round onset in the mouth, good structure with a reasonable amount of pleasant acids and fine tannins. Alcohol percentage is 13% and dry. In the mouth, red fruit, a little spice, and wood aging perceptible. Juicy mouth texture, harmonious medium plus body, elegant quality, and very pleasant medium finish.
I think you're gonna like that. Let's go have a look at that boat.
Looking at this vessel, I have to say it is impressive when you first walk up to it. It really does feel like a yacht's yacht. It has a massive transom with a beautiful dinghy platform, swim platform, fantastic front cockpit. Every surface is covered with a lovely teak, and you go upstairs, and I don't know if you can see it here, but you have this wonderful hardtop that has an inset retractable awning that you can pull back for full sunshine once you're up on the flybridge. It really is an extremely pleasant vessel when you're getting on. Having a look at our new comparables now, we are looking at, of course, the Aventura 50 MY, the Long Reach 44, which isn't out yet, the Lean 50 from Neil, and the Katie Krogan 48 AE. Each of these vessels was selected for their potential to actually do a circumnavigation. The Aventura admittedly is a stretch, maybe alternating engines at a low RPM, say 6 knots, 7 knots. The Long Reach, definitely you can do a circumnav. I believe the Lean 50 as well, and basically every Katie Krogan you could take around the world. So you're looking for a range of 3,000 to 3,500 nautical miles, of course with 10% reserve. As we look across the top here, you can see that as far as horsepower goes, your Aventura is the highest with 632. The Katie Krogan and the Lean, of course you can see them both at their energy sipping 220 and 200 horsepower respectively. The Long Reach 44 is very interesting. You got up to 500 horsepower. You can actually also get this thing with foils underneath, and it can really get up and dance, but still has significant range. I mean, thus the name. As far as the profiles go, all very pleasant. I mean, you've got to be a traditionalist to love the Krogan. The Lean is probably the most avant-garde, but it's not bad. The Long Reach, very attractive, and the Aventura, attractive, not quite as nice as the Long Reach 44, but handsome is as handsome does, and the Aventura certainly is a gorgeous boat on the interior. Looking down on the top, you can see the significant expanse of upper flybridge area on each of these. The Aventura, it really does have the largest of the bunch. It's expansive. You've actually got room. They do have an optional hot tub that you can put on the aft upper deck. So significant space, as well as that massive front cockpit you've got there. The Long Reach, very nice as well, not the same size. You do have a walk through to the front cockpit from the upper deck, but not the interior as you do on the Aventura. The Lean 50, again, very nice, missing a front cockpit, but you have, I mean, massive football fields of front deck to enjoy. And the Krogan, again, a very traditional trawler layout, very comfortable and attractive in the wood finishes they use. When we're looking at price, the most attractive priced are the Aventura and the Lean 50, both at 900,000 euros. Looking now into the interior, when you walk into the My 50 or the 50 My motor yacht there on the Aventura, you can see the beam here, and it feels it inside. It's a lovely, expansive area, very open. They've got that very nice U-shaped, very large U-shaped settee. And everything is laid out very nicely with access to the front cockpit from the saloon. You got a beautiful big aft cockpit as well. Looking into the Long Reach, very nicely laid out, very different in that you don't have a pathway to the front cockpit from the interior. It certainly feels a little smaller, but extremely well laid out, and you could definitely see yourself doing a circumnav in it. The Lean 50, just sheer massive. However, again, a little deceptive, as with all the Neils, in that your master cabin is on the main deck, taking up a chunk of that. But even with that, you can see the saloon itself, at least in the narrowest spot, is about the same as the Long Reach 44. And then you move forward to that massive full beam forward lounging area and kitchen, and galley, and it's just ginormous. The Krogan, totally traditional, very comfortable coming in off a modest aft cockpit area without any built-in seats, which is traditional. You got your fold-out chairs there. Very nice settee and lounging area, your standard galley at midships, and then moving forward into your cabins in a bow master, as is quite traditional. As far as speeds go, you can see the Krogan is made for distance, not speed. Top speed of 9 knots. The lean at 14. And then you've got your long reach and your Aventura at a hustling 25 knots. Moving down into the accommodations, this is where the Aventura 50 motor yacht really shines. You can see on the port side that massive athwartship, beautiful master suite complete with a lounging area, a little coffee table. It's absolutely extraordinary. Massive head area. Then on your starboard side, again, a thwartship, not full walk around for your guests, and you've got 1, 2, 3 there with 2 side access to each berth. In the long reach, you've got this is where it's really different. Your cabin, your master cabin, is much like the Privilege, right up in the bow, and full walk around. Truly feels massive. You dip down into each hull to go for your head and for your walk-in closet. So extremely expansive, but it does block that forward sight line from within your saloon. Your guest cabin's quite standard with 2-sided walk-around capability, very spacious, very nice. I mean, it's a very nice layout. The Lean 50, again, you've got your master on the main floor, so we're not looking at it here. If you want to put a lot of people on a boat, this is the one for you. And your Krogan, again, this is the same view. You've got your master cabin in the very front, and a very nice layout with a den slash guest cabin there on the starboard forward side. As far as range goes, we're estimating the Aventura at 3,000 nautical miles if you really stretch it. The long reach is rated at 4,000 nautical miles, the lean at 3,000, and the Krogan at a staggering 4,730 nautical miles. Now, I'm assuming 6 knots, about the same as a monohull. Heading into the numbers here, as we go across the top, we've already identified that the Aventura and the Lean are at a very economical €1 million. The Krogan not far behind at $1 million and 2,760, so 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. For the sail away estimate, as always, I drop 50% on top. That is true in just about every case with sailing yachts. I honestly haven't priced out a lot of power yachts. I'm assuming it's probably the same theory, but I could be off. As far as the length overall goes, it's the Krogan at 53 foot, followed by the Lean at 50 foot, then the Aventura at 48.9, and the long reach at 44.13. As far as the beam goes on these, it's of course the Lean at 26 feet, but that is followed quite closely by the Aventura at 24.6 feet. The draft, the Aventura is the most advantageous at a mere 1 meter. The Lean as well is at 1 meter. Displacement on these, it's a tie between the long reach, which is significantly smaller, and the Aventura, both at 17 metric ton. The Lean is at 20 metric tons, and of course the Katie Krogan, being a full displacement, not really caring, is at 25.6 metric tons. Engines, it's the Aventura, as we've already identified, at 2 360 horsepower diesels. And fuel tank capacity, it's the long reach with a massive 4,400 liters. The Aventura, fitted out with all tanks, is second at 4,000 liters. And then you've got the Katie Krogan at 37,085 and the Lean at 3,100 liters. Freshwater capacity, again, it's the Aventura at 1,600 liters, followed by the Krogan at 1,514, and then the long reach at 1,200, and the Lean at a surprisingly low 447. Having said that, with the water makers we have these days, do you really need to be dragging around that much extra weight? Diving into some of the more technical items, Hull materials. Now, I've yet to confirm this, but I have read in multiple places the Aventura is an epoxy vacuum-infused foam core e-glass. I'm trying to confirm that, but let's go with that for now, and that would make it the most advantageous or highest tech hull. Everybody else is a polyester with a foam core. The lean has carbon fiber reinforcements, and the Katie Krogan, of course, is just built thick and heavy. They really don't care. So, you know, if you're going to hit something, it's probably the Krogan all day long. As far as the rest of the stuff goes, there's not a lot here because we're used to looking at sailboats, but comfort ratio is the best on the Krogan at a 35.8, followed by the long reach at 23.21. And finally, maximum speed, we've already identified. It's the Aventura and the long reach at 25 knots. Maximum range, we've already identified. It's the Krogan at 4,730 nautical miles. If you're enjoying the content, it would really help the channel if you would like and definitely subscribe. Plus, if you've got a few like-minded friends, please forward this on and ask them to subscribe. Thank you so much. Hopping on board, what would Sylvia say? Well, it's pretty easy to tell you that. Sylvia would love this thing. Look at the massive size of that dinghy lift there and that swim platform. I mean, the thing is a football field wide and deep and beautifully coated in a nice teak. You're wandering up these wide sugar scoops into a massive saloon. Beautiful upholstery. Their upholstery on these is done so well. It's tight. There's no floppiness to it. There's no unwanted extra material bunching up. You look up and it's just massive. As you walk forward on this port side, you come out to this amazing forward cockpit, complete with princess seats, two beautiful lounging tables, complete with retractable lights. I'm not sure if you spotted those in there. You punch them down and they pop up, and you got lights and romance on the front. Massive lounging seats and sunbeds, complete with backrests. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. It has a wonderful impact on you. As we head down now, the starboard hull, we're coming back to, again, the view of this huge dinghy lift and swim platform into this beautiful, beautiful aft cockpit. You've got access into one of the guest rooms here that we saw in the layout. You can see the quality of the flooring. It absolutely looks gorgeous. Look at those massive windows, beautiful overhead ventilation hatches, nice headboard. Again, look at the head here. I mean, this is absolutely exquisite. Every finish feels top rated, and there's your washer dryer. But look at even the trim on the steps along with the treads. They've done an offset color. Absolutely looks gorgeous. And all of the teak flooring, the nice teak table. Let's head now into the continuing to look around. You can see those steps up to the fly bridge where that gentleman's heading off. And of course, the underside of the bimini's beautifully finished. Now, here's what I love about these guys. Not only the flooring, the sole of the floor, but the quality of the upholstery. These guys haven't chinsed out. What is it about sailing yacht manufacturers that go so freaking cheap on the upholstery and the upholstery details within their saloons? The diamond stitching and the backrests in this look absolutely fantastic. Again, the kitchen counters look tremendous, but look at how what an impact the details on the upholstery make to this boat. Your fixtures are beautiful, your finishes are nice, there's a lot of soft touch. Your helm station here, your inside helm station, you have fantastic views all around the vessel. And you've got beautiful inset lighting, nice upholstered ceiling. But again, look at the cabin sole. There's texture to this floor. I'm not sure if you can see it. It really, really gives off a sense of class and elegance. Heading down now into the starboard hull, you look around and look at this cabin. Absolutely gorgeous. Full two-sided access for your guests, your VIP guests. Beautiful overhead ventilation. Nice shiny finishes, soft touch finishes, quality. A sense of you know, the floorboards, the soul of this cabin just feels real and rich. They've really done a fantastic job with combining textures and finishes. Heading to the aft guest suite here, again, you've got very nice two-sided access berth. So again, if you recall from the layout, we've got 3 berths, 1 accessible from the aft cockpit and 2 accessible from the stairway that we just went down. So heading back up and into the saloon, one more look around here and just the impact that the details on that beautiful upholstery make here. Heading now down into the owner's hull. In this particular layout, it's a 2-cabin format. We're going to head to the right here and look forward in this port hull. And you can see the amount of space you've got in your VIP stateroom here. It's a full 2-sided access island berth, almost 3. Fabulous forward head. Massive shower, given this is right in the forward part of the port hull. As we head back now, I skipped over this. I'm in the very aft of the owner's stateroom here. There is a stunning walk-in closet area here with a full-sized mirror. As I swing around now, I'm looking forward in the port side owner's hull. Look at the size of this elevated, beautiful master's queen-size bed. Full 3-side access. Nice height so you're not hopping way up. Massive windows that you're looking at during the morning time. Beautiful little settee there. I mean, really, and then here's your owner's head. And bear in mind, this is the 5-cabin version of this thing. So, and it's only a 50-foot boat. And every finish, every touch, every combination of textures is so well thought out and looks so elegant and combines so very, very, very nicely. As we're going to head out the front door, which I just love, into this forward cockpit, these coffee tables or little cocktail tables are fantastic. Look at the pop-up lights. I mean, they've thought of a lot of beautiful little details. And of course, on all of these Power Cats, and I don't understand why they don't do it in sailing vessels. I mean, ML does it. You've got the solid handrails all the way down. You're never feeling off balance or worried. There's always something to grab instead of that tiny little cable that you hope you can grab, but more than likely would just improve your style as you do a flip overboard. We're heading back now onto this incredible transom. You could have pool parties out on this transom, and then just back around and up into the cockpit again. We're going to head up to this amazing flybridge. Up we go. One thing I don't quite understand why they don't carry on the standard teak on those stairs instead of just flat slabs. Look at this. You have your own barbecue sitting right up here. Absolutely beautiful. Lots of counter space. There's that retractable sunroof that you can just pull back. There's your captain's seat and passenger seat right beside you. Lots of space to enjoy and look around. Moving over to the helm here, you can see you've got a fantastic vista all around the boat. And of course, you've got full CCTV looking down. Now, let's do a little navel gazing. This is more like a naval whining here. I don't get why manufacturers put unfinished teak tables on these beautiful yachts. All it takes is a quick splash of some nice, clear, marine-grade urethane, and you have something that looks 10 times as good and far outweighs any additional cost to the finish. It would just turn every single teak surface, especially on the flybridge here, into something spectacular instead of something that looks a little worn. I don't get it. Now, looking out back on the sun pads here, bear in mind you can put a hot tub out here. It's an option on a 50-foot yacht that is 900,000 euro. It's absolutely incredible value. Now let's look at our pre-owned comparables. What do we compare this to? Well, first up is a Leopard 51 Power Cat. It's a 2019, so it's a 3-year-old boat. They're asking 975,000 US versus 1.481 sail away US for the Aventura. I've been inside the Leopards and they feel exactly like the sailing vessels. It feels a little too utilitarian and a little not enough yacht for me. The $500,000 difference, the Leopard doesn't have the range that the Aventura has. So for my application, I'd be going Aventura. Next up, we're looking at a 2016 Aquila 48. They're looking for 650,000 US. Again, no range. A very nice boat. If I didn't care about the range, I'd probably do the Aquila. Next up, we're looking at a Katie Krogan 52, a 2016. This will do the range, but they want $1,770,000 for this baby. I'm going to get a brand new Aventura for 1.481. Now, if I was in a nasty storm, which one would I want to be in? Probably the Katie Krogan. But we're looking at $200,000 difference. Watch my weather. I'll go with the Aventura. Next up, one of my favorite trawlers, the Nordhaven, and we're looking at 2016 Nordhaven 52. They want 1.63. These are dear versus 1.480. Now, as far as an expeditionary vessel goes, there is no contest here. It would be the Nordhaven. And in this one, I would probably go with the Nordhaven. So with all that said, what is the Dave score? Well, she did pretty darn well on the Dave score as we look here. You can see there she is up in the realms of a Lagoon 65. I'd probably redo this if now that I know what I know. But, you know, for overall livability, that's pretty good company to be in. The Portofino would be just a little higher. Obviously, the Privilege 580 is higher. But you're in pretty good company here, Aventura, up there. Now, this is so subjective, especially when you throw in the fact that this is a power yacht versus all the sailing yachts we've done. But you know, have fun with it. For our Art of the Region this week, we're looking at NEJIB ZNEIDI, LA-PLAGE, oil on canvas. Born in Tunis, NEJIB started painting at a young age. His art was rather figurative, but he also dabbled in abstract, contemporary, and modern. NEJIB is inspired and looks for his ideas in nature and expresses his love for the natural world through his colorful canvases. Currently, he is a professor of painting at the Cultural Center with the Tunisian Ministry of Culture. Well, that's our art, wine, and beautiful yacht this week. I hope you've really enjoyed it. As you can tell, I have a bit of a thing for what Aventura are doing, especially given the pricing. But pricing aside, I love their style. I love the way they combine their textures and their colors and the warmth of their vessels, the layouts. They're just so practical and comfortable. I'm dying to see what their new 50 will be like when it's launched. I'm also dying to see the 45 in real life. It does look quite spectacular. Anyways, have a great week and we'll see you next week. Cheers.